Hey guys, welcome back to another video review. This time I am reviewing Deadpool from X-Force. It's not my favorite color. I like the red version better, but this is what's coming out and this is what I got. I actually pre-ordered him from a store in Japan called Plaza Japan, and I'll tell you more about that later at the end of the video, how much I paid and if this figure is worth it. Having said that, he's very skimpy on the accessories, so you will have to make a decision here. Is this something you want to buy? So this is the figure standing up. It looks great. It moves great. By far the best part about this figure is its posability. His harness is a bit loose, which kind of sucks. He's 6.4 inches tall. So he is a good size to scale to a lot of the toys that you probably already have. The articulation, like I said, is just the very best part about this figure. Me, I'm more of a Mezco fan. I like Mafex a lot though. I mean, there is no pose that you cannot achieve with this figure. Seriously. But let's talk about his head sculpts. This is head sculpt number 1. I am going to show you all of them, but let me talk a little bit about them. They're nice. They're not, to me, highly detailed. I reviewed a few Mezco figures on this channel, and those, I think, just look freaking amazing. I mean, the detail on them, I can't get over it. This, to me, is nice. It's just nice. Is it nice enough to spend as much money as this figure costs? Well, that's part of what we're going to talk about. So this is head sculpt number 2. His eyes are a little squinty, so he's looking at something far away. Or maybe he's having a hard time in the bathroom from the chimichangas. I don't know. But what do you guys think it looks like? I think that having 4 different head sculpts allows you to take photos of your toys in different situations or different ideas that you may have. I know not everybody out there is a photographer. I am a photographer, and the reason I buy these toys is to be able to photograph them. So everybody at some point, I think, photographs their toys, even if it's just with an iPhone. I mean, am I wrong? So I like this head sculpt. It looks like, you know, very expressive. It reminds me of Deadpool quite a bit. What do you guys think? Again, though, the detail on the paint and all that on the head, it's the only word I can use to describe it is it's nice. It's not spectacular. It didn't blow me away. Not the way the Mezco does. Mezco Wolverine, that one was amazing. Check out that review. But yeah, it's nice. There is a little bit of detail if you look closely. I mean, I'm showing you a macro shot. So this is the closest. I mean, I can probably get a little closer, but this is pretty close. I can get a little closer maybe and show you, but there really isn't a whole lot of detail going on. There's enough to make it look nice. I think this one is tied for first place for the favorite head sculpt for me anyways. It says angry face. At first glance though, I thought this one was the same as head sculpt number 2. But no, this one looks a little bit more angry. I mean, what do you guys think? It does look similar though, right? I could have sworn, I even wrote down a note saying, why do 2 head sculpts look the same? But after looking at it a little bit closer, I can definitely see that they're different. I've been reviewing a lot of Super 7s and disappointed by them. This paint mishap here reminds me of Super 7, not so much of Medicom and Mafex, but it is there. So now we're off to the hands. This is the first pair of hands, and these are his punching hands. I think every character, no matter how expensive or cheap, comes with a pair of punching hands. I mean, these are action figures. You have to watch out for that bracelet there, because when you change the hands, that bracelet just comes right off. Like, it comes off, and it's good thing it's black so you can find it, because it is going to fall all over the place and you're going to spend some time looking for it. Second pair of hands, thumbs up. That's very cool. You can see a whole lot of photos here with hitchhiking photos for Deadpool. I think that would look really cool. Like, you can have Barbie come in a Barbie car and catching a ride, you know. That I can definitely see that. His third pair of hands. Okay, this tripped me up a little bit because these are obviously to hold his sword, right? But I had a little bit of a problem with that, and I'll show you if you stick around. His hands, they just come off easily. And when I say easily, I mean you're posing the character and then the hand pops off. You're like, what the? And then the bracelet pops off and then you're really mad. His fourth pair of hands are obviously to shoot a gun, right? But there is no gun, which I'll talk about in the accessories. So then what is he shooting? You've probably been collecting for quite some time and maybe you have a gun here or there for your action figures. I know I do, but damn it, it should come with a gun. And if it's not going to come with a gun, then why give us a hand that shoots a gun? I don't know. His fifth pair of hands, yeah, I can see that. Like him saying, hey guys, I'm here, I'm Deadpool. That works. So when I was playing with the figure, trying to figure out all the accessories, of which he has very little, I couldn't figure out which hands to use for the sword holding hands. It was obvious to me that the other pair that I showed earlier were the ones, but the sword wouldn't fit into this. But it did fit into these hands. So I tried to make it fit and it worked. It did fit, but they just looked like they're not meant for the sword, right? I'll show you what I mean right now, but yeah, these hands, I don't know what they're for because they're not meant for the sword exactly. What do you guys think? So Deadpool's always been this really expressive character, both with his hands and body language. So the fact that they give you these really cool hands and all these different head sculpts with the eyes just changing a little bit, I think allows for a lot of different potential for pictures, which I think is cool because that's, like I said, the main reason why I want this figure and all the others. There's been a few figures I've bought that are not for that reason, and I totally just question, why am I doing this when I buy this Marvel Legends that sucks? Anyways, that's for another video, but on to the accessories, and this part will be really short. Pay attention to that little part of the sword there. It's important because if you don't know, like if you don't watch this video and you're playing with your figure, you could lose this part, and this little part will blend into something. And I'll tell you, it comes off super easily. These don't come off super easily. They're just the hilt, so you can take them right off. These hands, like I said before, they can hold your sword, but it just looks a little off, right? It's not, you can tell, it's not really quite on there. And so it works, but maybe you don't want that. What you do want to do to put the sword in is to take off that little piece right there. I'm telling you guys, it comes off super easily. Like, it comes off when you don't want it to come off, which I hate, you know, because it's like, damn it, dude, what happens if you lose that? Then your figure isn't complete anymore. And I know most of you have lost some piece here and there of a figure, and it's super frustrating, super frustrating. So these are the hands, right? He's making that O sign, right? So you're supposed to take off that little piece from the sword, insert the sword, and then pop that little piece back into it. And then he's holding the sword, and he holds it just fine then. So here he is holding the swords, of which I realize he's not holding them right, but I think it's kind of fun, and that's part of the appeal. It's fun to do anything you want with this character. This is something I touched on earlier, but here I'm showing you that little bracelet part. It comes right off. Like, you'll lose it if you're not careful. So be careful. The articulation is by far the best part about this figure. Never mind the plainness of it and the detail or lack of here and there. It's the articulation. So he's got a bicep swivel right there. He's got all kinds of joints that allow him to move any way you want. The leg pouches are glued on. They don't come off. But look, I'm not going to grab this figure and show you every way he moves. That's not my kind of video. I don't want you seeing my hairy arms while I move them, alright? I'm showing you the different poses, just some simple ones of how I pose them. Because literally, I mean seriously, there is nothing you can't do to make this character move the way you want him to move. He's going to do it. He's got a lot of different swivels and joints. Upper torso allows you to shift left, right, backwards, and forwards a good amount. The lower body joint allows for a good ab crunch. And yeah, you're right. I'm not showing it to you right now because I could have shown it to you, I suppose, cut and then done it and then, you know, showing you how far he goes back. But look, take my word for it. This guy just will do what you want him to do. And he can almost do the splits, almost. He's not Spider-Man flexible, but it's pretty good, I think. As far as his arms go, like I said, he can do whatever you want. His legs maybe are a little bit more limited. But look at that kick. It's 90 degrees almost, right? To that front kick. And he can move his leg that far back. So that's pretty good too. So you can, whatever your imagination wants you to do, allows you to do, you can probably get this figure to do it with his double jointed knees and his articulation on his ankle and his toe articulation. I mean, he's pretty much got it all. So it would be fun to see if some of you can comment and show me your pictures. How well did you pose them? You know, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have him and Wolverine fighting a Predator. Unfortunately, I only have the NECA Predator, which looks really great, but it's not really articulated as well as others. But yeah, this articulation is great. But you have to ask yourself, is it worth it to get this character for the price that he costs? I don't think so. I don't think if I was limited on what it is that I could buy, I don't know that I would buy this one. Because first of all, I prefer the red costume. And he's very limited on his accessories. And, well, you know, I'm going to compare him later to the Wolverine, which I also received. That'll be my next video. The Mafex one. The Mezco on the left there, Wolverine, that to me is worth it. He feels more substantial. He feels heavier. He's super detailed. Comes with a ton of crap. Tons of things. And yes, he costs more. But you can get him on Amazon for $112. And this Deadpool costs $95. Like, it's only a few bucks more and you get so much more. You think Mafex could have thrown some things in there. I just don't see how they can command that kind of money for a super articulated figure, yes, but not very detailed. The paint job is very okay. I mean, like, the best word I can use to describe how he looks is nice. That's it. And I've said that before, but I'll say it again. He's nice. But his articulation is off the hook. He's great when it comes to that. So you can pre-order him on Toy Arena for $110. That's quite a bit. On Big Bad Toy Store, he's $95. On, let's see here, Entertainment Earth, they don't even have him. And so on this Japanese site that I ordered him, $74.16. That's not bad. Yes, they charge shipping, but it's not that much more. And so that's where I got him from and pre-order, and it cost me like $80 some. But I'm not even sure if that's worth it. So thank you guys. Please subscribe. It means a lot to me. My plan is to upload 5 videos a week. And I'm a busy wedding photographer, so I'm not quite sure that I'll do that. But I'm going to try. Thanks, guys.